Hello, good morning. I hope I am audible, right? I hope I am audible.
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yesterday, what we have seen is all about uh, syllabus and the prerequisites and what are the requirements. Like we have seen all the requirements and yes, in the yesterday's class. If anyone are new today, the session is uploaded to the YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it that. Okay, so if anyone are new, let me introduce myself. Actually, I'm Shiva. So I have 8+ years of experience in IT. So yeah, that's a short introduction about myself. Okay, today what we are going to see, actually, let me share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is also visible. Right. Mm, okay, these are the different things we are going to see actually. Second, this we will. Okay, today we are going to discuss the how to create an AWS account. Okay, introduction to cloud. What is the difference between the on-premises and the cloud? Okay, so let me put this one here. Okay, something like this. The difference between on-premises and the cloud. Okay, so introduction to AWS, regions, availability zones, and the edge locations, pre-tier documentation. All these things we are going to discuss about today actually. Okay, so to create an AWS account, you need to go to new tab. Okay, go here and search for AWS, aws.amazon.com. Let me go to this place and you need to click on sign in to the console. In your case, if you are opening for the first time, you will be directly getting the sign up option here. But in my case, I have entered many times to the AWS account. I'm getting directly signed into the console. If you click on this one, okay, so you will be getting this page and you will be seeing that create a new AWS account option in this place. Okay, create a new AWS account. Click on this. Okay, once you clicked on this, you need to enter the email address, which should be very like you should not have linked with any AWS account previously. Okay, if you have linked, you should use that AWS account only. You need to give unique email address here, root email address, we'll call it as. Okay, you need to give the account name, whatever the account name you can give, whatever your wish, you can give DevOps or development or whatever your name or any name you can give as part of this account name. And you need to verify the email address. Okay, the verification link comes to your email which you have entered here, and you can verify from their email from your mail. Okay, so after this, there are 6 to 7 steps. Okay, there are 6 to 7 steps which you need to undergo in order to create your account. First step is like all your entering all your details, your name and all the things, You need to enter all those things. The important step in this creation of AWS account is uh, first step is in the important steps. It will ask you about the your PII, personally identify and identification information actually. Like you need to enter your Aadhaar or passport number or whatever it is. They will be giving multiple options there. You should select one of those options and enter your that Aadhaar number there. And the second important step in order to create this AWS account is you need to enter your bank account debit card or the credit card details. Okay, just these steps are to verify you only, to verify you whether you are the right person to be logged in actually. Okay, so some amount like 1 rupee or 2 rupees will be debited, uh, not some and it's only 1 rupee or 2 rupees will be debited from your account, bank account I mean, for the verification, and they will be recrediting you to your bank account. They will be recrediting to your bank account once the account is created. Okay, this is for just for the verification. These are the two important steps in order to uh, create your AWS account actually. Okay, that's what you need to remember. These are the very two important steps. Okay, so I am not able to show you because I don't have any email address that is being uh, unique. That means all the email address which I have, it is already linked with the AWS accounts actually. Okay. So it's as simple as creating your Facebook or Instagram accounts. Just enter the details which they ask. Okay. And just move forward with those details. Okay. And in the one of the step, they will ask you to set the password. Please remember the password so that that is a password which you will be able to log into the AWS account. Okay. That's all. Now, once you have created an account, you need to click on sign into an existing AWS account. Here we have sign into existing AWS account. Here you will be having two types of users in AWS. You will be having two types of users in AWS. One type of user is, we call it as IAM user. Second type of user is root user. Okay. First type of user is IAM user. Second type of user is root user. As you have created the user like account for the first time, you need to log in as a root user. Okay. What is the difference between IAM user and root user? Is root user will be having entire account permissions, all the account, different services it can open. Okay, he's an administrator for that particular account. But IAM user will be only having the permissions which root user gives to that IAM user actually. So you need to understand there are two users. One is root user and the IAM user. Root user is the administrator. Okay, that means he will be having entire account permissions. Okay, as you have created this account for the first time, you need to log in into this AWS account as a root user. What it is showing here for me, IAM user sign in. It is not the way I need to log in. You need to log in as a root user. You need to click on sign in using root user email. Click on this and you need to enter your email address which you have used while creating the account. Okay, something like this, and click on next and enter the password which you have set. Click on next, sign in. It is asking for the MFA. I have set MFA, okay, multi-factor authentication for my account. In your case, how to set that, I will be explaining you in the future classes actually. Just as of now, let me enter my MFA. Uh, Okay, let me pick a password. It is asking password. One second. Okay. Okay. So this is your AWS account UI. This is your AWS account UI, and it is recently changed UI. It is something like this. Okay, they have recently changed the UI from there used to be a different UI previously, and now it is different. Okay, oh, sorry. Now, this is how you can create an AWS account actually. Okay, this is how you can create an AWS account. Once you have created an AWS account, you will be getting 1 year of free for using these services. You can use these services which are free for 1 year actually. Okay. So the AWS provides different services. AWS provides different services for their customers like us, which we are using, or for IT industry. Okay. So for any company, it provides different services for their customers. Okay, so those services are used by the companies in order to satisfy the requirements. Okay, see, these services will be free for 1 year once you have created an AWS account. It does not mean entirely free. All the services not entirely free actually. There is some limit for you people to make yourself free in order to use this AWS account. If you fall under that limit, the things are free for you. If you do not fall under the limit, if you cross that limit, then the things will be costed for you. Okay, so let me show you the documentation of the free tier. Okay, AWS free tier. Okay, just click on this. Yeah, you can see that I have told you AWS offers different services for their customers, like the industry or us or who created the AWS account. Okay, one of the service is Amazon EC2. One of the service is Amazon EC2, where we can create the servers, virtual machines. What are virtual machines? See, everything we'll be discussing in the course. But yeah, this is one of the service. You can see that 750 hours per month it's free for you. If you cross this 750 hours per month, okay, it's you will be costed. You will be uh costed. You will be charged actually. I mean to say. Okay. See, i- that too for this 750 hours, you need to only use T2.micro and T3.micro type of instances, then only you will be free. For you, there will be no charge. If you use high capacity servers, then you will be charged. Okay, so this is the limit for this compute. That means it's a Amazon EC2 service. Okay, it's a Amazon EC2 service. This is the limit for you. Okay, if you fall under this limit, it will be free. If you do not fall under that limit, you will be charged. Okay, so the next thing you can see that storage. You can see that Amazon S3, where you can store your files and images, whatever you want, you can store actually. Okay, so you can see that it's Amazon S3 5 GB of standard storage is free for you. There are different types of storages in Amazon S3 also. Okay, so if you use this standard storage, it is free for you until you store the 5 GB of data to that particular S3. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. Okay, standard storage. This is a type of the storage in Amazon S3. Okay, we have infrequent access, all these things we have. Okay, so Glacier. So all these things we have, but yeah, you need to use the standard storage. in order to get the, in order to fall under the free tier. Okay, so now this is database. Database is a it's a relational database. You can see that MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, or SQL Server. It is free for you until you use 750 hours, and you should use the type of instance as db.t3.micro. This is of type of, see, this is the type of the RDS database. That means based on this type, the how much amount of CPUs and how much amount of memory you should give to the database will be decided. Okay, so here this is db.t3.micro. It's free until 750 hours. Okay, so like that, when you are using any service, you should go through this documentation. Okay, so that you will be understanding whether it is free or whether you are costed. You can see that Amazon Lambda, AWS Lambda, it's a serverless service. It's like a platform as a service. It comes under platform as a service in AWS. Okay, so you can see that it's 1 million requests are free. Okay, per month. Okay, if you are sending 1 million requests per month to the Amazon Lambda, it is free for you. If you exceed this 1 million requests, then you will be costed accordingly. Actually, okay. So that's whenever you use any service in AWS, you can check in this documentation whether you are costing, or are you using any free tier, are you falling under free actually. Okay, so that's a that's a thing actually. Okay, here. Sorry. Okay, this is the free tier documentation. This is a free tier documentation. Let me make you people walk through the console first, okay, and then we'll be discussing about the AWS infrastructure. What is regions? What are availability zones? Uh, what are all the things actually? Okay, so let me go here. Let me go to this place. So this is the console where you where you will be directed to when you logged in. Okay, so this is a console where you will be directed to when you logged in. Okay, once you have logged in this console, you can find here search option where you can search for different services. As you can see that I have recently visited to all the services, that is why it is saying recently visited. But in your case, in your case but in your case, you will be not seeing anything here actually. Okay, in your case, you will be not seeing anything here because you are newly created a new account. You will be not seeing any recently visited actually here. Okay, in order to search any service that you want to enter, you need to go to search option. You need to search for EC2. So suppose EC2 is one of the service. Okay, and you need to click on this EC2, then you will be directed to the EC2 service. Okay, so let me remove this first. Okay, so this is how you need to search. And you have here settings option. You can select the language which you want, and you can switch the languages so that you will be getting whatever the language you want actually. And you can select the themes like light, dark, or whatever it is, something like this, dark, or the browser default. It's a dark for me. And yeah, dark, you can select something like this. Okay, now let me click on this one. Okay, now you can check the notifications in this notifications option. Actually, you can see that bell symbol here. Okay, now this is something called region. This is something called region. Here you can see that if you click on this Mumbai, this is something called region. AWS is infrastructure is spread across multiple places in this world. Okay, so you can create the infrastructure, the services, servers, or whatever you want, which is provided by this AWS in particular region. Okay, so these are the different regions actually. You can see that here, okay, which is provided by the AWS actually. You can click on this one, manage regions. Some of the regions are disabled for my account. Okay, some of the regions, let me go back and tell you. Go here, and there are 13 regions that are not enabled for your account. You can see that here. Okay. Uh, let me show you what are the regions that are not enabled. Yeah, you can see that here. These are the different regions are not enabled for my account because it's a free time. You can also click on this and you can directly enable here. Okay. So now let me move back. Okay. So this is the region. This is something called region. We call it as, and click on this last symbol, this one. And here you will be finding this account ID. Each and every account, Amazon people will be giving you an account ID. Okay, this is the account ID which you got here, and you need to, you have your account details. You can see that here. You can see that this is going to be your account ID and account name and the password which you have actually, and the address, which, see, all the details. When you have created your AWS account will be uh, shown here. Okay, so scroll down, you can see that these are the regions. Okay, so which are enabled and disabled. We'll be seeing all these things next in the future classes, but not now. Okay, so those are all the things that you have there. Okay, you have the important thing is billing and cost management. Okay, so if you are charged for using services in your AWS, you will be able to see in this billing and cost management. Click on this billing and cost management. You'll be entering it at the same page. Let me show you. You can see that here, and you will be seeing that how much you are charged for October and based on months. Okay, something like this. Okay, so you can see that here. Okay, let me go to this bills. You can see that it is an estimated one, and you can see that which service has been charged, what cost. You can see that very clearly here. This EK service which I've used is charged me 102 US dollars, and this is a EC2 service which is charged me because I am using high capacity machines. Because of that, it is charging me $23 or what? Yeah, it's 23.14 US dollars. So all the other things are very low. That's fine. Okay, so these are the two services which is charging me more. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. Okay, so this is how you need to check the cost regularly. How to create an alarm when a cost has been increased. Suppose you are continuously using the AWS account and you are continuously charged and you don't know whether you are being charged or not. You can create an alarm further. You can create an alarm saying that if this much amount of I have charged, if this is the charge I have charged from the AWS, then you will be getting a notification so that you can act on that immediately. Okay, so that's alarm we will be seeing in the future, but not now. Just I'm introduction today actually. So that's a thing actually. Okay, so total number of services are 12. I have used 12 services in this actually, so you can see that very clearly here. Okay, so okay, let me check in the future, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, you can go to payments. You will be having the bills in order to pay in this place actually. You can see that it's a November bill, which has been generated. bill period. It's a October bill and is generated for uh, November actually because it's October bill. You can see that October 2024 for me. Uh, yeah, that's how you need to do the click on this invoice and click on this make payment. If you are doing any payment for the small amount, click on that and you will be having two options: add payment method, multiple options actually: net banking, credit card, or unified what UPI. Okay, so you can click on this UPI. If you are using UPI, you can use this one, entire UPI ID and the billing address and all these things, and just click on uh, add payment method, and you can pay from there if you are willing to. Okay, if you are not willing to, if you are not willing to, they will be asking if you are not willing to pay, the Amazon people will be asking you for the payment for 3 months, sending you the emails, something like that. If you don't pay, they will be blocking your account. That's it. Okay. So that's a thing actually. So now let me go to this side. And Amazon offers different types of services. I've told you. Just click on this services option. You can see that here it offers analytics, application integration, blockchain, all these things. You can see that compute. In this compute, these are the different services that comes under compute actually. Okay, compute is a top level thing, and under that we have multiple services offered by the Amazon. Actually, you can see that app runner, AWS app runner, batch, EC2 image builder, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, Lightsail, AWS Outpost, parallel computing service, and serverless application repository, AWS sim space weaver. You no need of knowing all the services in the AWS actually. Okay, so you only need to know the core services which are required in order to work in your industry. Okay, so that's a point actually. There are hundreds of services in AWS. It's not possible for anyone to know all the services in AWS actually. Okay, so you can see that if you click on database, you will be having Amazon DynamoDB, and Amazon Document DB, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, Amazon Key Spaces, Amazon Memory DB, Neptune, Amazon QLDB, RDS, Amazon Time Stream. Okay, something like that. Okay, so so all these are databases. Okay, so these are the different types of databases. So like that, you have multiple types of services. Okay, so you can see that here AWS backup, EFS, Elastic Disaster Recovery, AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery, FSX, S3 Glacier, Storage Gateway. All these things are the things actually provided by storage. Okay, so and please understand here, sorry, here the storage is different and database is different. Okay, storage is nothing but where we store our files and folders and all the things, but the database is where we store our actual data, is the relational database services actually. Okay, so that's a database. Okay, so okay, plus okay, so let me go here and uh, yeah, this is a different thing actually, of different type, the different options that you can see. There are many things, but yeah, you can also click on this free tier and you can check what are the free tier limits you have used and what are the casted things that you have uh, that you have achieved. Actually, you can see that all these things here actually multiple pages are there. Okay, okay, so let me go back. So now let me go to the new tab. Let me go one of the AWS documentation. AWS regions. Okay, You can see that global infrastructure regions. Click on this. You will be seeing different regions of AWS. You can see that in our Asia, you have these are the different regions. It's uh, what is that? Ninjacha and you can see Hyderabad, Mumbai, and this is Beijing, and this is Seoul. Okay, so like that, we have different regions where AWS AWS data centers are there. Okay, so these are the different regions in Asia, Malaysia and Singapore, and this is Jakarta. Okay, so in Asia, so you can see that here Europe is all these things: Frankfurt, Paris, Ireland, London, Ireland, and Spain, all these things, Milan. Okay, so North America, South America, and Africa. Africa has only one, that is Cape Town. Okay, so Australia and New Zealand. Okay, Sydney here, and here Melbourne, and this one is Auckland. Okay, it's coming soon. You can see that it's coming soon. It's not yet here. Okay, so these are different regions that are provided by Amazon, where they have put their data centers, where we can create the infrastructure in their data centers actually. Okay, so now what are these are different regions. These are something called regions. We call it as in AWS actually. Okay, so what are availability zones? What are availability zones? These are regions. Then what is availability zone? Okay, charging. Okay, sorry. Charge. 1 second. What is an availability zone? Each region will be having, suppose, let me go to the diagram actually, go to this place and remove this all these things which are not required here. Okay, suppose this is the region of Mumbai in India, and this is the region of Hyderabad in India. Okay, so in this Mumbai region itself, we have multiple data centers. Okay, so in the city of Mumbai, we have, suppose, let me take this is a Mumbai, uh, MUM, Mumbai, something like this. This is a Mumbai, and this is the Hyderabad. Okay, something like this. Okay, in this Mumbai region, we have multiple data centers. Okay, this is one data center, and this is another data center. Okay, so they are located in Mumbai, but in different places in Mumbai. Okay, so they are this is one data center, something like this. So these are nothing but availability zones, or AZs, we call it as in a shortcut. In Hyderabad also, we will be, it's an entire region where you can create the infrastructure, and you can see that go to the Asia Pacific, and you can see that here Hyderabad has three availability zones. You can see that three availability zones, and the Mumbai has uh, three availability zones. Actually, I'll be talking about the local zones in the future, but not now. Okay, so let me go here. These are nothing but availability zones. These are individual data centers. These are mainly for the disaster recovery. If anything happens in one availability zone, the other availability zone is ready for you in order to serve the traffic and in order to make the infrastructure available for the people actually. Okay, so these are availability zones actually. What is availability zone? The entire region will be having some set of availability zones. individual data centers, we call it as availability zones actually. So they are located in that particular location, in that location only, that is Mumbai or Hyderabad, but uh, they are in distance between each other actually. Okay, something like this. They what is this availability zones are simply known as data centers, where they have servers, where we can create our virtual machines actually, where they have physical servers and we can create our virtual servers actually. So something like that. Okay, whatever the Amazon offers for us, you can achieve from that particular uh, region or the availability zone actually. Okay. Okay, suppose what is this is availability zone and the region information. Now let's discuss what is edge location. What is edge location? Let me put it here. Suppose this is India, and in this India we have uh two different regions, that is Hyderabad and Mumbai. Okay, so let's think like that. This is India and Hyderabad or Mumbai is there. Okay, I have deployed my application in this Mumbai region, something like this. I have deployed my application on the server in this Mumbai region. I have created a server and deployed my application on this server, something like this. And my application is running. But I have customers in the US. I have customers in the US for my application. Okay, whatever the application. Let's think my application is the e-commerce application, and I have customers in the US. Okay, US people buys my uh, products from my application actually, something like that. Okay, so from the US, this is a US region. From the US, if the people always request for my application, there will be a lot of latency that for these people actually, because the data should be coming from the data should be coming from the Mumbai region, because my application is hosted on this Mumbai region. Okay, when the people requested any data from this Mumbai region, it should travel, the data should travel uh, across the pipe to in order to reach this user in order to buy any product in my application actually, right? This is a huge disadvantage of, because there will be a lot of latency for this user in order to get the products information from this application which is there actually. Okay, so what the people thought, what the Amazon people thought, they have introduced a concept called edge locations. Edge locations, what are edge locations actually? So people created an edge location in US. This is, suppose this is US, right? So I have let me take this as India and this is US. Okay, one second. Let me take it. This is India and this is US. US. Okay, people created something called something called edge location in this place. People created something called edge location. Let me take a different shape, something like this. This is something called edge location. Okay, so let me suppose if anyone are requesting, if anyone are requesting any site, suppose I am the person in US requesting the site from the Mumbai region, okay, where the application is hosted. Okay, so people here who are requesting here does not know whether the application is hosted in the Mumbai region or the anywhere in the world. People only know the URL www.amazon.in or .com, something like that. Only know the URL and get the data, something like that. Get the website in their pages, in their mobile applications or desktop application. Okay, but they don't know where the application is hosted. Okay, so so first time when these people requested, the data will be coming from that particular Mumbai region. First time they will be facing a latency because the data is there as part of the Mumbai region. Once the data is retrieved by this Mumbai region, okay, if you have configured the edge location like CloudFront for your application, the data will be stored as a cache in this edge location. The data will be stored as a cache in this edge location. Whenever another person who is accessing the site which is there in the Indian in this region, Mumbai region, this person will be getting the data from this edge location. So this edge location is like a caching. It will cache your data. You need to configure for that for your application. It is not directly caching. You need to configure something called CloudFront for your application so that that data will be cached. Okay, so your you will be getting the data from this edge location. So the users will be will not face that much amount of latency in order to satisfy the requirements actually. Okay, so in order to perform the actions on that particular website. Okay, so first time who is requesting for the first time, he will be facing the latency. Latency also is not that great latency actually. It's 4 to 5 seconds or something like that. Okay, so for the first user it is that latency, and the data which is requested by the first user will be stored as part of this edge location. If the other user requesting the data, and the data will be coming from this edge location only. This edge location is nothing but a cache where the data which is frequently accessed by the users will be cached actually, and the data who want the data can be given to that particular person actually. Okay, so if the data is not there as part of the edge location, then the user should go to this. The request of the user will be going to this region and getting the data, something like that, and next caching in the edge location. Okay, something like that, that will be happening. So these are something called edge locations. These are something called edge locations. So what we have discussed is regions, edge locations, availability zones. Okay, these are the different things that we have discussed today. Okay, so regions, edge locations, how to create an AWS account, how to check the free tier, and all the things actually, and edge locations, regions, and availability zones. I'm going to tell you the local zones actually in the future, and yeah, that's a thing actually. Okay, okay, so that's the class for today. If you have any questions, you can ask any questions, please. Okay, if no questions, please go ahead and register for the course. I have pasted the details in the chat, and that's our details. Thanks for joining. I'll meet you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.